everyone, it's Deborah with Pinching Pesos, and it's time for They Paid What? Thursday? We had some health issues in my house, with my husband come Monday and with myself come Tuesday, and so things got a little backlogged here in the Goitia household. So we had to skip a couple days, and here we are come Thursday. But here's the sales update for last week. It was a slow week, but once again, I can totally relate it back to the fact that I didn't do a whole heck of a lot of listing. I don't remember what I was doing last week, but it wasn't being productive. So, let's look at our sales numbers. Our sales numbers for last week were, I sold 17 items for a total of $370. 17 items at $370 means that I sold a lot of low dollar items, and I did take several best offers last week that were significantly lower than my sale price just because I really wanted my phone to cha-ching. I was like, please cha-ching. And when the best offers came in, I was just like, accept, 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 accept. So let's get down to what got sold last week. So I sold Olaf. Now we're going to go back 2 weeks now, back to the whole I screwed up parting out the Elsa Frozen Castle thing. Well, come to find out, it wasn't such a bad deal because they actually came back in stock at Target. And I went to buy some. I saw the alert go up at, like 11 o'clock at night. And I was like, oh, I'm going to buy some. But I was already in bed and I was on my phone. And for some reason, Target didn't have my card information saved. And that meant I was going to have to get up and go get my card. And I wasn't going to do that. And by the morning time, they sold out. Well, actually, the prices have gone back down. So Amazon is back in stock on them. They're back to $45, free shipping, or, $39 with Prime and all of that stuff. So I actually came out way ahead, parting it all out. So, relief to me. Anyway, enough about that. Here's Olaf. I took a best offer on Olaf for $11.99. And I think I have two things left out of this set. I have sled and Anna's sled, and actually the instruction book, which people don't even need because they're free on Lego.com, in case you didn't know that. So, next up were some ASICs you saw in a haul video a couple of weeks ago. These are the 2170s. I would have priced these higher, but these are narrows. And I just find that narrows are not as popular as normal or wide. But nonetheless, I took a best offer of $25 plus shipping, so I still made, $10 on them because I paid $9.99 for them, minus fees and everything. I made about $10 to $12 because I also, getting a shipping discount as well. So those went off. Sold more parts of this Mr. Coffee. This has been really good for me. I've sold 3 parts. I only have 1 left, which is the actual main unit. Main units are always the slowest thing to go. They do eventually sell, but it can take a really long time. So anything that I have, whatever it is, whether it's a mixer or a blender base or a food processor or a coffee maker or pasta maker, whatever it is that I parted out, almost inevitably the very last part to go is going to be the main unit. So anyway, what we sold on this one was actually the bottom puncture that punctures the little cup things, and it sold for $12.95. There are lots of these items available for super, super cheap. They're knockoffs. They're not real. They're generic. And so when you're selling these kind of parts, it's really important to use the keywords genuine and OEM, and then if I have room, I'll throw in original. But genuine and OEM are really important when it comes to people that they want to make sure they're getting the real thing. They don't want, generic one from China, even though these come from China too. So anyway, alright, so next up came out of a bag of plush that you saw from a haul video. I actually bought 2 bags of plush because they had Angry Birds in them. Those also sold. You'll see them in a couple more windows. But here was Gary, and I ended up taking I paid $1.99 for each one of those bags, and I ended up taking a best offer on Gary for $7.62. I don't know what the guy, I think, couldn't add. I think he was trying to make it an even 10. Maybe should have offered me $7.32, but anyway. So $7.62 is what I took on Gary, and it was really funny because I was thinking about it, and I don't know if you guys know, but for 2 years when I first started business, all I did was coffee cups and stuffed animals, and every now and then I'd have like this woohoo item, and so when I was outside, now that I've been almost a year and a half that I've been doing something else, kind of changed up. I was outside looking for Gary, and I'm like, where's Gary? And I'm looking around, and I'm like, if anybody saw me, they'd think I was crazy. So I came inside with this little snail, and I'm like, is there certain moments in your business with things that you sell that make you feel kind of stupid? Because I'm like, I got little Gary, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to package him up and send off Gary. But the person that got it was so happy, and they left me really good feedback, and they were so excited about Gary. So what we think might be dumb, somebody else is super duper happy with. So don't ever think what you're selling doesn't matter, because it matters to somebody. They spend their money on it. So anyway, next up we have, I think this is the last of the stocking kits. I sold none of these before Christmas. So don't let holidays affect you and what you list, because I had these listed well before Christmas time. I didn't even sell one, but they've all sold this year. So anyway, here's the stocking kit. I took a best offer on it of $10 plus shipping. And I got those, if you remember, I got them in a bag of different cross-stitch kits, and I think I paid $6.99 for the bag of them. Yay! Parts to the Keurig part out are selling. I've sold 5 of the parts so far. Actually, that's a lie. I've sold 6, because one of them went on Bonanza. This time, what sold was the water pump. The water pump went for $15.25, and I actually had a sale going on. I didn't price it at $15.25. I think it's priced at $15.95 or $16.95, something like that. Anyway, so it's sold for $15.25, free shipping. So got a couple of things left, and I noticed the other day that I was like, I never did list the water tank, which is one of the main things that people buy. So I need to get back around to putting that on. And here are the Angry Birds. I had 6 of them. They all worked. Their little talkers go wee. All worked. And I priced them $29.95, and that was actually a very competitive price. If you do some research on the Angry Birds plushes, if you have a lot of them, they sell for really good prices. But it was a really slow day. I think this was the only sale I had that day. And the offer came in for $15, and I was like, sold. You can have them. Because I paid $1.99, I can say $1.99 for them, because the other one, was $1.99. So we'll say $2. And I took $15 offer. So, whee! Anyway, here is I sold the base. I've actually sold all of my bases. So it's so weird, because the Ronco pasta makers that I had, I still have 2 bases out there, or at least one, that I've had for well over a year. The Ronco pasta bases do not sell well. For some reason, these creative pasta ones are doing really well, and I've sold all of my bases. I had 3. So anyway, and they went for $39.95 free shipping, and essentially they sold for $15 because shipping was about $15. They're 12 pounds. So nonetheless, it's still great because I made a lot of money off of these little pasta machines. Okay, so here's a water tank, water reservoir for a coffee bean and tea leaf Americano machine. I actually sold the main base of this unit last week, and I had forgotten to put it in the thing, but I did put it down in the description. But anyway, here's the actual water tank. And then I also have the water tank lid listed right there separately. Because they're actually fairly rare. These don't come around very often, as far as availability. So $19.95, not bad, because I paid, I believe, $6.99 for that entire machine, and I already sold the base. And I sold it for really cheap too. I sold it for like $14.95 or something like that. Okay, so I've sold these lot of 32 wicker paper plate holders. I'm sure you remember these from barbecues from when you were a kid. These went off to California. I bought these for $1.99 a set, and they had them taped together. So I had 2 sets of them, and I took a best offer of $25 on them. So $25 plus shipping. Not bad for some plates. And they sold really quickly too. These are one of those items that I've had sitting up on the shelf forever, never listed, and then finally I listed it after like a year, and they sold in like a week. So this came off of a coffee maker that I pulled out of my inventory to replace a coffee maker of ours that we were personally using, and then I came to find out that I hated that coffee maker. It's the Grind and Brew Cuisinart, and it has the thermal carafe, which actually sold this week, so it'll come up on next week's video. It has a thermal carafe, and you know how like coffee beans will overflow in your coffee maker and get down kind of in your coffee? Well, if you have a thermal carafe, what happens is the coffee beans like clog up the little hole in the lid, and then the coffee overflows all over your counter. So like every other day we were cleaning up coffee, so I got rid of that machine and bought another one at Goodwill that I really love. So anyway, this little blender part come right out. There was no like super hard disassembly or anything. It was just like bloop, comes out. It came out for cleaning. This actually went off to Japan. So the guy paid yeah, 20 no, $17. $17 for shipping. So he paid $9.95 for the item and $17 for shipping. Of course, we get a really awesome shipping discount, so I made a couple bucks off of the shipping as well. And more parts of the Keurig sold. What sold this time was the mini air pump. So the mini air pump is actually this right here. Sold, right there, sold for, my brain is broken today, $13.45 and free shipping. Okay, I bought these at Home Depot. I paid $13.08 for each one, and I bought 8 of them because I thought they would be an awesome sell, but they've been really slow. I can't send them into FBA because they're paint, so they're hazmat, and they have a really high rank on Amazon, but I thought that they would do well. They haven't done as well as I wanted, but I know they'll sell eventually, so I'm not worried about it. The retail value on those is $79.95, so I have it priced reasonably. I think people just don't want to pay. So I took a best offer on that one for $29.99 only because the guy was in Texas, so I knew even though the box was like 12 pounds that I could ship it for like $8. So I took the best offer on it, so he paid $29.99. He actually paid $14 something for shipping, but I was being really nice, and I gave him back $4 because I was concerned about my seller rating. Because he had made the offer, and then he mentioned that the shipping was $14. And so he was like, how much are you going to take? Shipping is $14. So I took his offer of $29.99 when I was trying to counter offer him. And then I ended up refunding him $4 and some change just to be nice, because it only ended up costing me like $7 to ship the thing. So I wasn't trying to price gouge the guy. Even though it's my discount, I work for the discount. Bust my butt to keep my discount. But you do things that you need to do to benefit your business. I have these Tossimos. I paid $2 on clearance for them. They have really long dates until April of next year, and I bought them like a year ago. And they've been really slow to sell. I've sold a couple of them. I'm not sure why this wasn't a multi-quantity listing. How bizarre. Because I still have more of these. Anywho, I normally buy any Tossimos that I see that are on clearance if I can get them for $2 or less. I've done really well with the ones that I've bought at Target. I had bought about 14 different packages. They all sold to like the same person in California. It was awesome. I was like, yay! So anyway, these sold for $14.95 plus shipping, and I paid $4 for them total. And this was an electronic catchphrase that I picked up for $2.99, I believe, a couple weeks ago. It was open box. And I sold it for $29.45 plus shipping. So awesome turnaround on that one. And more parts were sold. The water reservoir tank for the Keurig. So this guy right here is not looking at you. This sold. And I actually have the lid hiding somewhere in my house. It's like disappeared, but I know I own one, and it's somewhere here. The lid on that machine sold for $13.45. It went first class shipping. And the very last thing I sold this week was the adapter, the power adapter for a Moshi voice controlled talking alarm clock. I bought the alarm clock for $4.99, and it would have been awesome if it worked, because they sell for about $40 bucks. But some of the little digital display things were messed up, and so the alarm clock didn't work like it was supposed to. So I went ahead and parted it out. I took off the battery cover, and I took the AC adapter and parted it all out. And I sold the AC adapter for $8.95 free shipping. It went first class, so I got my money back that I wasted buying a broken clock, because I'm really bad about testing things in the store. So anyway, I know this was a really long video. Thank you guys for not like bashing me for missing Tuesday. I really appreciate everybody that watches. They paid what? Tuesday, only it's Thursday. I have made a new Facebook group called the $1,500 Room. It is for intermediate sellers. I just kind of wanted to create a refuge for sellers, kind of getting away from all of the same questions over and over again that we kind of get hounded with every day. Not saying that those are a bad thing. It's just there's a place for everything, and I wanted a place for us. So if you look it up on Facebook, it's called the $1,500 Room, for eBay and Amazon resellers. Go ahead and join if you'd like. And anyway, have a great day. Happy buying. Happy selling, guys. Thanks for watching. Mwah.